In the middle of the Wildlife Centre, there's one resident who needs particularly careful handling. Sheila is an African Nile crocodile. She's lived here for almost 10 years after being rescued from a zoo. Gabby is Sheila's main carer.
I've been working with her closely for 7 years, so I always feel calm and comfortable because I've been working with her for so long, so I know how to enter in the enclosure and how do I look at her, like where she is and where can I step. So it's fine to work with her.
Sheila is given chickens twice a week, but soon she'll be fending for herself. Finding a release site for a crocodile has proved challenging, but the animal care team have finally lined up a place for her to live. These apex predators are extremely dangerous. It's going to take a Herculean effort to safely set her free.
Today we're preparing for her release tomorrow. So what I've done today is drain the pond. We need to have no water in there at all tomorrow so that we can get on top of her properly, make sure we can see her at all times. And then, yeah, hopefully we're good to go tomorrow. We will be sad to see Sheila go. She's kind of just always been there on our, morning walks around the centre. You pop in and say hi to Sheila. And whenever we see her moving around or sitting in the sun, it's always kind of exciting and a bit scary to see her up close sometimes, and you remember that she is a very large crocodile. But at the end of the day, this is what we're here for, is to get animals back out into the wild. So this is the best thing possible for her.
Gabby has gathered some brave volunteers to help him clean the pond, while a mud-covered Sheila is basking in the sun.
Yeah, now we want to start cleaning the pond.
When working with a giant carnivorous reptile, it's best not to have any slip hazards.
Dad, where's my sergeant bucket?
They can't hang around. Crocodiles can move extremely quickly over short distances. Animal care worker George's sole job is to keep his eyes fixed on Sheila.
Because we are busy cleaning, focusing on the cleaning, she might move towards us, so one has to be watching her. It's always sad to see these animals going, but you all know, on the other hand, we're also happy because they belong to the world. They have to go back to where they belong to. So we are all happy and also sad on the same time as well.
This release needs more planning than most. The biggest challenge will be securing Sheila's powerful jaws and tail. But first, they have to catch her.
So we have a couple of plans up our sleeves at the moment. The most likely outcome is that we will try and sedate her, so use a pole syringe and try and get that injection in from as far away as we possibly can. Once she's a bit sleepy, we'll then get her on the back of the truck and try and get her out of here.
Vet Charlotte has come to measure up.
Right, George, we just need to get an estimate of how long she is, and I think while she's against the fence, that's a good idea.
Charlotte needs to find a box big enough to fit Sheila in for the journey to her new home.
Essentially, with crocodiles, albeit that they've got this big tail, it doesn't have that much bend to it. There's a lot of muscles in there, which makes it hard to turn around. So what we're trying to do is figure out how long, roughly, Sheila is, to get an estimate of what kind of box she might be able to fit into.
Charlotte guesses she's around 2.5 metres. This is one of the riskiest releases the rescue team has ever attempted.
It's an incredibly big operation. It involves a lot of people. There are quite a few things that can go wrong from a veterinary point of view. There's a lot of challenges with giving drugs to an animal this big, and it's also a reptile. They have a lot of issues with slower metabolisms. They don't process drugs the same way. So there's problems that can happen in terms of the anaesthetic, and of course there's problems in terms of the risk that these guys are to us. She is a big animal. She has obviously lots of teeth, but also a really powerful tail that can do some damage as well. So everyone's going to be on kind of high alert tomorrow.
It's the big release day. At the crocodile enclosure, Sheila is blissfully unaware that her life is about to change. Forever. Torie's been keeping an eye on her movements.
Sheila's been moving around quite a bit this morning. We've been checking in on her quite frequently. Right now, she's right up against the fence, which is exactly where we want her to be because we can inject her through the fence with her anaesthetic medication, which is the safest for all involved. So right now, it's a bit of a crazy rush to get everything ready and get down there before she moves again.
Amanda's going to take the lead.
So, since she was laying by the fence, that would be ideal to be able to stick pole her. So we'll bring the stick pole and the drugs, but just in case she's moved away, we'll also bring the gun.
Okay.
We'll be ready for anything.
We have moved to crocodile in the past. Our team does know what we're doing, but there is obviously an element of risk with working with such a large animal. So it's definitely going to be all hands on deck and making sure everyone's paying attention all the time today.
I came to the Lilongwe Wildlife Trust to be able to help get animals back into the wild. And that's what's really exciting for me. We have a crocodile that's perfectly healthy and has been living at the center for 10 years. And now we have this opportunity to get her back into the wild. And that's really exciting because, you know, she's done well at the center and she's seemed happy enough, but you know that she would rather be out in the wild.
Amanda's in luck. Sheila's still close enough to the fence to inject her with the stick pole.
The thing with crocodiles is that you never really get the same sort of sedation you do in other animals. So we're not expecting her to go completely to sleep where we can just pick her up and carry her like a little baby. She will still be a little bit feisty. Nice.
Very nice. She said, I don't think so. That's not very nice.
9:30.
Okay.
Torie's job is to monitor Sheila in case she has any adverse reactions to the drugs. Reptiles respond much more slowly to anaesthetic than mammals do.
All right, Torie, we're gonna leave you here.
Yep.
And hopefully she'll be sleepy enough between 120 and 105 minutes.
You're in
2 hours.
an amount of time.
Oh, well, I got the drug in her. She didn't bite my pole, and she hasn't completely left the enclosure, so, well, it seems to have worked.
As good as we could expect at this point.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go and try to prep while she slowly goes to sleep. Hopefully.
At 2.5 meters long, Sheila is going to need a big transport box. The largest one they have is a lion crate. Once Sheila is drowsy enough, the plan is for her to be carried to the truck.
This is one heavy box. Not only is it a big box, but it's also metal lined, so that's why we need so many hands.
Charlotte is hoping the measurements she took yesterday are accurate.
I was maybe a little bit more confident yesterday that she would fit inside this box than I am looking at it today. She is a fairly big girl. She's quite long, and their tails don't move particularly nicely to be able to kind of bend her in. But hopefully, with a little bit of good positioning, we should be able to fit her.
Right now, however, instead of snoozing, Sheila has gone on a walkabout. Torie needs to update Amanda.
She was able to walk from the top fence to the bottom fence, but she stumbled a couple of times and really swayed a lot as she was walking. So we give it another 50. Yeah, I mean, she's still like walking awake, but it's definitely working. Yeah. Cool. All right, I'll chat to you guys later.
Sheila is still way too alert for the team to go inside her enclosure. Everything is ready, except the guest of honor.
Hey, so it's been 75 minutes.
She's just turned to look at me. She's staring straight at me right now, so she's still kind of a bit alert.
Why is she looking at you?
She's got her head up, yeah, and she's just basically just staring straight at me.
You know what? Why don't we just drive the car down and we'll see what she does. And then we can just play by ear and look and see what she's doing. We'll bring the rope and the poles and everything like that too.
Okay, cool. I'll see you when you get here.
Okay, bye.
Crocodiles are ambush predators, so this is what they do. They wait on the riverbanks really just dead still, perfectly still, and then they wait for their opportunity to strike. And once they decide to move, they can move incredibly quickly. So you can't be deceived by the fact that she's still right now. If she wanted to, she can move incredibly quickly and with a lot of strength behind her as well.
Hey Love Nature fans, be sure to like and subscribe to catch all our wild animal stories. Get closer to nature right here on YouTube.